What is up, Schwartz Force? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in case if you're new here, my name is Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. And hey, did you know it's a great day to wear a watch? Today I have on the Automatik 7Cs, which is a homage of the Blancpain Bathyscaphe watch. Great value. If you guys saw this video, I mean, for 60 bucks, couldn't be beat. Check it out up here if you haven't seen it yet. I definitely highly recommend it. And now when we get into dive watches, I did my last review, which is on the MDC by Infantry dive watch here in blue. For 25 bucks, exceptional value. I think you guys really like this one. Had a lot of pros, not too many cons as far as the price point, but overall just a great little fun watch for 25 bucks. And I thought that's a lot of value until I came across this one here. Now you guys know I'm partial to Blancpain homages. They're my favorite when it comes to the luxury brands out there. When we put these side by side, they are almost spot on. There's some differences though, and I'll point those out to you here in a second. But I came across this by Gallant. It is a dive watch in blue. They also have it in black. And there's a lot of pros to this. A few bucks more, $27.99 at the time of this recording, but has tremendous value. And I think you guys are gonna be surprised by this one. Now I'm excited to hear what you guys think, so make sure you comment down below at the end of the video. If you end up liking it, please smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't become a part of the Schwartz Force yet, I mean, what are you waiting for? Help me hit 1,000 subs, smash that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. That way you get a heads up on all my future uploads. But without further ado, let's get into the review. Alright guys, now here's an up close look at the Automatik 7Cs and then the Gallant dive watch here in blue, and you can see the similarities extremely close, really resemble each other. And of course the Automatik is an Automatik and then this is a quartz movement. I'll do a side-by-side comparison of the two and show you exactly what is the same and what is not the same, but you can just at a glance see how close they really are and why I like this watch so much. We're here for the Gallant though, and I'm really surprised to see some of the features that came with this watch, and I think you guys will be as well, just the finishing, the quality overall, pros and cons of it, and we'll go into the good, the bad, and the ugly. But as always, let's start off with some measurements. So we have a case diameter of 42 millimeters. With the crown, we're coming in right at 45, and then the lug to lug height is putting us right at 50 millimeters. Now the thickness is only 11 millimeters, which is pretty nice. So not a really overall big watch. You know, it's smaller than the MDC, for example. Looks good on my wrist, but for, again, thinner, smaller wrist, this watch may be a little bit on the big side. Now in this watch, we're looking at a 316L stainless steel case. We have a solid stainless steel case back, which does screw down, and there are hollow end links, but the actual links are solid itself, held in with pins, as you can see here. Double deployant butterfly clasp with a double pusher release. I mean, just great quality at this price point. I really wasn't expecting this kind of bracelet on a less than $30 watch. So I'm pleasantly surprised to see that there. So stainless steel coin edge crown. It does not have the crown guard. So again, I like that design on this, similar with like the Bathyscaphe, for example. If you like a watch with crown guards, this may not be the one for you, but in my opinion, I think it looks good. The crown doesn't stick out too much, but very easy to grip and actuate with that coin edge there. And we see Gallant branding and logo on the crown as well. These lugs do slope down quite a bit, so that's gonna help with sitting on a smaller wrist or thinner wrist. It is brushed. Kind of interesting to see the brushing is vertical in this direction on the case itself. And then there is polish on this little section right here, and it goes back into brushed. When we look at the bracelet itself, even though this is a hollow end link, it is brushed with polish as well. And I'll show you here in up close. I was really surprised with this bracelet, how these links are all separate individual pieces. Just like on the Automatik 7Cs, the bracelet is really impressive in my opinion at this price point. Now the bracelet is 20 millimeters wide as far as the lug width, so you can fit this with tons of different strap options out there. I could even swap it with this navy blue silicone strap, no problem. Throw it on a NATO, lots of different color combinations you could toss with this one also. Now we do notice on the dial, this blue sunburst effect is really nice. I love this rich, deep blue color. In the sunlight, it just looks awesome. And this blue matches with the bezel pretty well. So I like that. Now it is an aluminum bezel, We do have a lume pip here at 12, and guys, you ready for this? 120 click. It doesn't feel tinny. It feels great actually. And I gotta say, check this out. Let me hold this watch real tight. Zero playback. I mean, there's like hardly any playback on this bezel. Not like I've seen on other cheaper watches. So I thought that, in my opinion, was just awesome. Now moving up on the dial, we see Gallant branding. This is a mineral crystal. It is flat. We have branding at 12 o'clock, and then of course the logo, little shield, Gallant shield logo at 12 as well. We have lume pips. These are applied indices with lume at the hour markers, and then at 369, there's kind of that, again, that kind of triangular pyramid pattern that we see. And then of course this paddle style hour and minute hands, and then we have the second hand with the lume pip, and then the red tip there, just simple needle tip. Really cool. I love the look of it. The watch does have lume. As you can probably imagine, the lume doesn't last forever, but let me give you a quick shot of what it looks like after being charged in these lights. So one of the things I like about the lume is that the pip itself is a slightly different shade of green. It's almost blue green, and hopefully that's coming through on the camera, but I like that because it differentiates from the lume on the hour markers as well, and the second hand. So a pretty cool feature. Nice attention to detail by Gallant. Really like that. I just, of course, as always, wish that the lume would last multiple hours, but I can't knock it for being a $30 watch. Now it does give us 50 meters water resistance, so you could definitely get this watch wet, not have too many problems, but don't go diving with it or anything like that. Date window at 3 o'clock. I know the date window at 4 o'clock I would have preferred, but again, that's one of the trade-offs we're getting here. 3 o'clock date window with the white date wheel. Crown is easy to pull into position too. Nice smooth turning of the hour and minute hands. There's a little bit of bounce on the second hand when we're using that, so just something to kind of point out. Now when we get to the actual date change, here we are at 11, kind of starts at about 11:05, and we see it turn over just before midnight. I like when the date change happens within less than an hour. That's just my personal preference, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a great thing on this watch. The date change, when we go into that position 1, just clicks over nicely, and you can see quick to change. No issues. It's not very sloppy. I like that. The movement, I don't know exactly which movement it has, but it's a pretty nice quartz movement. There's not a whole lot of bounce in the second hand, and I like that the second hand actually lines up pretty close with those indices, the minute markers that are printed on the dial. So we have a mirrored reflective ray hot on the inside. It's a little brushed though, so it's not completely reflective like we saw on the MDC. Now I do wear this watch a little bit further back because of these pushers. When I wore this watch a little further up, it was actually getting caught when I would bend my wrist. Just for example, I wore this watch to work and it did pop off a few times because of that. So I do recommend with this bracelet, if you're going to keep it on the stock bracelet, move it back just a little bit further on your wrist. That way you don't run into that problem. But this is how it sits on my 7-inch wrist. You can see here, really nice. I love the color. They do also have it in black, as I mentioned, so you get a couple options. They even have a full black on black with a PVD case and bracelet, so if you're into that look, you can definitely get that as well. It's got a good heft to it, good weight, just overall great feeling watch. I think that the value for this one is phenomenal in my opinion. For less than 30 bucks, I mean, just a lot of good things you're getting on this watch. So these are 3 kind of side by side, and I'm bringing these out because I wanted to let you know I do have plans to point out the similarities and differences between these two since they're almost identical. And then these being heads up kind of in the price point, $25, $28. So I want to do a head-to-head on these two, so keep an eye out for that. But let me know what you guys think of the Gallant dive watch. Did it meet or exceed your expectations at a sub $30 price point? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm always excited to get feedback from you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. It helps me out a ton. And if you haven't joined the Schwartz Force yet, please consider doing that now. Hit the subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications, and I will look forward to seeing you guys at the next one. As always, may the Schwartz be with you. Take care.